I've got a demo. I'm going to demo on behalf of Gustav because he is out of office today. So pretend I'm Gustav. So let's see. Gustav has been working on a few updates to our friendly Blobby AI bot. So a couple of things that he's done. One is that he's made the this more conversational. So now you can ask Blobby to like, I'll just show you, do things like tell me about this data set. And previously, Blobby would only answer exactly queries. So it would always respond in a query. Now it can actually respond with some information about things like what questions should I ask? Let's see what it says. Okay, cool. So it's going to give me some information. Great. We'll throw one of these in. You can ask things like, what are the next questions I should ask? You can do things like, can you explain how you came up with that answer? So pretty nice because now you can, yeah, now you can hold more of a conversation. You can interact with this a bit more like you might on ChatGPT, but it is still scoped within the data set and within data analysis. I tried to be cheeky yesterday and asked it some things that it was like, nope, sorry, can't help you with that outside the scope of my role, its role as a data analyst. So that's one change. That's pretty nice. The other thing that Goose, I think last week he showed that you can add context now, or that we're passing in description information. So if I came over to, yeah, like if I came over to a field like status, anything you put in this description, we're going to pass to the AI context window. So you can tell like, here's the fields to expect, or here are synonyms for this field. Like it's called sales, or some people might refer to it as revenue or whatever. So now you can just annotate that at the field level. And the other cool thing he added is we have this
Ariel,
new,
I have a question actually about that.
yeah, go for it.
For description, that shows up like on hover, right?
It does.
In the picker. And so if you were going to do something like add the like a synonym would be this, that, the other, would that all still show up in the description too? Is there a way to say like, no,
Nope.
okay.
Yeah, today we're just leveraging the same description field that will show in the UI. In the future, we could add just like another thing that's just like AI metadata that doesn't show in the UI, but for now, we're just leveraging what we have. And then the last bit is at the topic level, we have a new parameter called AI context where you can basically pass in additional information to that context window for any question that gets asked. So some ways we've seen this used that can, the goal is to help get the answers a lot more targeted to your specific data set. And like there's things we can train on that are generic to all customers, but there's also some data sets that are very, very specific. So you can do things like just give it, this is a very, yeah, this is a silly one, but like you can give it a role to play, or you can tell it more about your use case or about this data set. You can also pass in, I don't have a great example shown here. You can pass in like, here are some sample questions and answers that I might ask. And that can kind of help, again, give it like more or less training data to go down. So you can be like, here's a question I might ask. And you would like put the question and then you can do the answer and you can just pass in like the Omni like query spec effectively for that. So pretty open-ended right now, but we've seen this is, you can also tell it to like do things like never use pivots or like tweak it in ways of like always show me filters and relative dates, because we've had some customers that like the way their data set works, it needs to do certain things like always over others. So anyway, a little bit of added power from Gustav on the AI stuff this week.
Ariel, do you think we could get to the point that it's so cool, by the way, when you ask for suggested questions, that it could be a clickable URL as opposed to
Yep.
copy and paste? Oh.
Yeah, like some of the ideas we've talked about is like in that, I'll just bring this back up. There's a lot more we can always do here, but yeah, some of the ideas is like putting more buttonization inside of this. So you could imagine we have like we could make these clickable. You could imagine also buttons that are like next questions to ask or explain this, and it's just a button somebody clicks. I think the other cool thing which would change what we're passing, like right now we only pass in metadata about the model, but you could imagine another thing here that's like summarize this data or what are the insights about this data set, and that would require us actually passing the results in, but would be another cool like just quick action to add. So go have a conversation with Blobby. He's a lot more fun these days. He/she/they.